let's add some simple text feedback here. So we're going to tell the user kind of what's going on. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is add a text user interface object, text, and we'll put it down here, or like say, roughly right in the middle here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make the color white just so it kind of stands out a little bit more. Like that. Okay, and I'll make the font a little bit bigger, maybe 18, so that stands out a little bit more. And let's see, let's zoom in on it here. You can also, the overall object here, let's make it bigger. We're going to make it 320 by, 240. Something like that. So it's bigger. Now, where did it put it? Well, that's a good question. So let's double click on the canvas and see there our text is now. Let's see. We want to center the text in there. So it's up there. Interesting. All right, text. So let's move it down here. And again, we'll let's see, center this, see it. There it is. So we can move it over. Text. We will use a little hand thing over here. All right, text. And we'll move it. There's our text box. All right. So let's put some useful text in there. So we're going to call this, rather than calling it text, because there's too many things called text, we're going to call this user text. Okay. And that's going to give us the text about the user text. And we will then go to the player object where the script is. Let's make sure. Yep, still there. And we'll open up Visual Studio and we see the script. So what we will do is we're going to want to refer to that up here. We're going to call game object user text. Okay. Let's make sure up here we say that the player script, hopefully in a second. There. And player object. It's going to ask for the script now, so put the user text there. All right. And in our script, we're going to say, user text dot get component, and we're going to get the text component. And we're going to use the text field, say equals, and say you are at, and you'll tell them that they are at, where are they at? They are at player pause x plus, and we'll put just a simple comma between, plus player pause y. Okay. So that will tell the user exactly where they are, and that's not the most exciting way to do it. Y component of the vector. That looks good. What happened? Do I have enough? You are at, I don't need that. There. Didn't need that. All right. So we'll start off the game, clear that, press play. Now, as soon as the player moves, you are at 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, etc., etc., etc. Until we bump into the wall. And bump into the wall the other way, move up. At 0:15, we should start hearing that. Okay, so we know that's where the target is. So we have this toggle over here, right? So why don't we do something with that toggle now? Make it more interesting. So here's where toggle is getting set. And just to make life easier, this user toggle gets passed bool. So in the beginning here, with the startup, I'm going to say user toggle. Is that I called it? Yep, toggle. And I'm going to pass that the initial value of the toggle field. Right. This is the toggle object, the toggler object, and the toggle component, whether or not it's on. So user toggle is going to get called right away and get set. All right. So I'm going to have a bool that's part of this class, bool, which is going to be, what should we call it? Flashlight. Right? Bool flashlight. And we're going to say flashlight equals tog. So our flashlight is going to get set to whether the toggle is on or off. All right, so now we have this flashlight that we turn on and off. Now it's a question of we should do something with it. So when the user moves, we're going to do two things. Watch this. Ready? We're going to say if flashlight, we're going to have one set of conditions. Else, some other set. So we'll say user text component text equals, and we'll give them a message. You can't see where you are, for example. Okay? So that's kind of a fun one. So now, assume, semicolon. Let's see if that works. So if the flashlight is on, something's wrong here. Turn that off. Still printing it. Why isn't that changing? Let's go to our script. So flashlight equals tog. And then we said if flashlight, do that. Else, don't do that. Did we not save it? I think we saved it. Flashlight equals tog. Bool flashlight. Okay, we said it's a false. You can't see where you are. Is it true? You are at so-and-so. Turn it off. You can't see where you are. I don't know what happened. Maybe I didn't save it last time. So I can't see, but I can hear. So let's see. Oh, I'm at 0.3. All right, I'll turn it off and say I need to move up. Okay, so I could see I was at 0.15. So now whenever I use the flashlight, I toggle the flashlight, and when I do this, I will actually call that in our toggle. I will set a label, and the label is flashlight. Okay. So now, anytime the flashlight is on or off, I can see where I am. Now I could do something. Let's make that something we have to keep track of. All right. So we'll go to the script and we'll have a finite number of uses to our flashlight. So we will say int flash uses equals 10. Now while we're at it, we'll also say int turns equals 0. And that's going to be the number of turns that have been taken. So let's say every time we call user input, we should say turns, plus plus. And that's going to let us know we have taken taken that many turns, so we know that. And if the flashlight is on, we're going to say flash uses minus minus. So if our flashlight is on, we're going to decrement that. And we're going to do something here. We're going to say, oh, if flashlight and flash uses is greater than 0. So now it's only going to let this happen if flashlight and flash uses, so flashlight is on and it's got a few uses left. Otherwise, it's going to fall down here, and that's going to happen. So automatically, the flashlight, you won't be able to see what's going on. Now, what we also might want to do is just to reinforce, if that happens, like for example, if they run out of flashlight uses, we might need to turn the toggle off equals false. That's what I'm doing right there. I'm saying, okay, I'm double checking. So, because what could have happened is they might have run out of flashlight uses, and then the next time around, we have to turn off their flashlight, right? Now you could do this. You could say, instead of there, let's put it here. We'll say, if flash uses equals 0, that'll turn the toggler off. And we'll put some proper parentheses around there. Right. If flash uses is equal to 0, turn it off. So next time around, this will be like the last time they get to use the flashlight, and then they will drop down into there. Okay, so they can use the flashlight 10 times. And we could say, your flashlight is off, period. You can't see where you are. And we can even do this to say, if flash uses is equal to 0, we'll add something there. We'll say, you have no batteries left. Say, and you have no batteries left. Let's see if that works, shall we? I haven't been heavily commenting the code, but hopefully still. Your flashlight is off. You can't see where you are. Let's turn it on. Ah, okay. Oh, your flashlight is off. You can't see where you are, and you have no batteries left. So I try to turn it on, and you'll see it doesn't change. Now, I could get fancier. You'll notice it did stay on after that, so maybe I want to be more specific. So if they try to use it on, I'll do this. I'll say this here. I'm going to copy that or cut that out, and I'm just going to put that right down here. So every time the player moves, anything happens. If they try to turn that back on again, and even, I'll put it down here. Say, if they try to turn it on, if there's no flashlight uses left, no batteries left, it's going to turn it false again. Okay. So that's going to make sure they can't turn their flashlight back on. So let's see. So flash uses here gets decremented because that. We could also say, watch this, plus equals you have flash uses batteries left. And that's kind of a crude way of putting it, but I think it'll get the point across. You should be more complete than that. I'm just trying to be quick for the video. So here we go. All right. You're going to move around. Flashlight is off. You can't see where you are, but you do have flashlight uses left. Turn that on. Okay, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. No batteries left. Flashlight got turned off. Can't turn it on because I have no batteries left. So I'm stuck wandering around in the dark now. And it's really tough for me to figure out where I am. It would be a little bit easier if I knew, if I could wander around and bump into a wall, for example. Then at least I can kind of tell where I am. So maybe in the next video I'll do the thing where I can turn the sound on for bumping into a wall. Let's do that next.